Daylight saving time officially starts Sunday at 2 o'clock in the morning. Time will spring forward 1 hour. Health experts say the change can unfortunately have negative effects on health and sleep. So joining us now to talk a little bit more about those changes is sleep specialist Antoinette Rutherford from Prisma Health. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, the first question I have for you is, what do you recommend people do to best prepare for this time change?
So at this point, if you can, starting tonight, go to bed a little bit early, which is hard for people. Get up a little bit early, which is hard for a lot of people. But if you've waited this long, maybe Saturday morning, getting up an hour earlier, which might be harder, but set your alarm and say, I'm gonna get up an hour earlier, so that way you'll be more likely to fall asleep Saturday night a little bit earlier.
That's good. So we gotta just make a couple of changes to our alarm clock.
Yes.
Basically. All right, so when it comes to daylight saving time versus standard time, which one is better for our health?
So better for our health, recommended by the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, is standard time.
Really?
It is. It's more in line with our internal clock. So we have a 24-hour clock, our natural circadian rhythm, which I call a light and day cycle. And so our body needs the light. And so in the morning with daylight savings time, it's a lot darker. And so it's a lot harder for that cue to your body to get the day started. And then it's a lot more light in the evening, which is harder for your body to go to sleep because there's more light at night. So it's better for us on standard time, even though people typically think standard time, winter and dark, but that light is going to adjust. It's just that we're changing the time that we're actually getting up. So standard is better.
That's not the answer I wanted.
I know everybody thinks it's summertime and daylight savings time. So it would be maybe a little bit shorter, but we need that light for our clock. So that's why you feel bad when daylight saving time comes, because your body's got to adjust to the fact that you're actually getting up and it's darker in the morning. So.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about this. Caffeine. So a lot of times, especially what's going to happen, I feel like on Monday, people are going to be extra tired, want to reach for those extra cups of coffee to try to get through the day. And honestly, not just on that Monday, but Mondays in general, days in general when you're tired. How does caffeine play a role in your quality of sleep?
So caffeine is a stimulant. And so if you're drinking it, right when you're getting ready to go to bed, that would be bad. So you can have your caffeine, and I usually say about midday, so 12 hours before you go to bed, because you may fall asleep, but then your quality of sleep is still not so good. And so you want to limit that caffeine. So you want to have plenty of it, fine. You can have it earlier in the day. As long as it's not making you feel jittery, feeling nervous, it's probably fine. But then midday, I would cut it off and then drink some decaf, which a lot of people are against decaf or caffeine free, but that would be better.
Listen, I know you're having to deliver some tough stuff for people to hear this morning, but we got to know this. We got to have good quality sleep. And let's talk about that. Yes, you can get sleep, but you want to get good quality sleep. What does that mean?
Yes, so good quality sleep is preparing for sleep, because most people just say, I'm gonna just jump into bed and go to sleep. And that can be hard for a lot of people. So thinking about the bedroom, I always say like a spa. So when you go to a spa, it's relaxing, it smells good, it feels good. So your bedroom should be the same. Some place you look forward to going, some place that you enjoy going. So you're making sure that you set aside time for it. Because a lot of people work till late, and then they're doing exercise late and doing all these things. They're on the computer, they're strolling on their cell phone when they get into bed, but they're not thinking about going to sleep. So you have to transition yourself. So, this crazy world, and we're busy, you have to sort of say, I'm gonna slow down your brain. And one way of doing that is listening to music before you go to bed, reading, listening to a podcast, listening to a bedtime story. There's a lot of things, available, calm, headspace, just to help you to fall asleep at night. So trying to make yourself transition from that wake time to sleep time, which can be hard for a lot of people, because I joke that if I gave them more time in the day, they still would be doing other things. They wouldn't, they wouldn't sleep. But most of us need at least 8 hours of sleep as adults. Kids need more sleep, and so just preparing for that time.